to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And I am back once again. It is a Tuesday afternoon, and I am tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. Lots going on. I hope you guys are doing great. It's been a while since it's been a week since I've been on here, but it just seems like it's been a lot longer. Actually, I probably should have been on here a couple days ago, but it has been busy. I had a pretty good size permit class over the weekend, and just trying to kind of lock down everything for the winter, prep the range for the winter, get finishing up the women's groups, preparing for some new classes I got coming up in the next week or two. And it's hunting season to top it all off. And everyone has been asking. I get asked all the time. So if you've kind of been following along over the last, month or so, you'll recognize you'll understand what I'm talking about here when I talk about the whole hunting with high point. I went out and bought a JXP-10, a high point 10 millimeter. I put a scope on it, and my goal was to go hunting with it. Now, I set it all up. I shot with it. It was doable out to about 50 yards. Closer if I can get it. I always want that more ethical type of shot if I can get it. And now hunting season is up on us, and I have not reported my hunting exploits with the JXP-10 with the high point as of yet. But I'm fixing to do that right now. So I have gone out a little bit with it, and I'll be honest with you. So far, I have not been able to get close enough to anything. And let's back this up. So where I go, I have to shoot a buck. That's the unit that I'm in, the unit that I'm hunting in. I am relegated to buck only, so it has to have antlers. And I have seen some bucks from far off, but if I had a rifle, that's not a problem. I could have got myself a deer, but I'm using the high point, so I have to get closer. And if you know the high deserts of southern Idaho here, we don't have a lot of trees. It's mostly grass and sagebrush. There's it's hard, right? I mean, bow hunters do it. And so, it is doable. In fact, I'm a bow hunter as well, and I've done it myself, but it doesn't always work out like it's supposed to. So yes, I've taken the high point out. Have I shot a deer with it? No. If I did, you guys will be the first to know. I have not yet. Now, I also have my 10-year-old son who this will be his first time hunting this year. And I'm going to try to get out with the high point at least one more time. But my main focus right now is on my 10-year-old son's first hunt. He's been working hard. He put in the time and the effort. He took his hunter safety class. He did everything that he needs to do. He passed it. He's been putting in the time with his little rifle. Everything. He's ready to go. And so when I take him out, I'm going to leave the high point at home. He's a youth, so he can, according to the unit that we're in, he can get either a doe or a buck. And so I am going to leave that to him. I do not want to take away or distract from his first deer hunt. I think he's probably where my focus should lie. And so when I take him out, I am leaving the mighty high point at home in the safe, and I'm going to focus on him getting his first deer. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to try to make it out again with the high point again. It's not all hope is not lost yet, but we'll see what happens. I will also like to say that if I, just like I've said in the past, if I don't win out on a big game animal, on a deer, then I believe that I will go out and I will look for some coyotes. I'll try to get some coyotes called into me. I might have to wait for it to get a little bit colder first. We'll see. I got some experts out there that I can tap into, and maybe I can go out with them and I can get a good shot at some coyotes with the old high point. So that's my plan anyway. Sorry, it's not as exciting. I don't have any pictures of harvested deer to show you with me and my high point. It's just I don't know. I'm trying, but everything's got to work out well. And I honestly, it just hasn't been there. I haven't had the opportunity to get close enough to a deer to be able to take it with the high point. And I want to make sure my big focus is on taking that ethical shot. And my focus is going to be on my 10-year-old boy now. So I'm not bailing on the project. I'm just telling you where we're at. Family first. That's the way it is in my book. Always family first. So I did mention that I had a big permit class on Saturday. And again, like always, it's just a group of great shooters. We had a couple new shooters. We got them dialed in. Everyone did absolutely fantastic. Nice array, nice variety of folks in that class. Good class. I had both Magnum and my friend Josh there to help with the class, and I appreciated their help. As always, it's a good, safe class. And we had a great time. So I've got, what do I got coming up here? I'm winding down the women's classes. So we've got the night shoot, and we have a self-defense open hand combat class that we still have left on the docket for those classes. I'm winding down the men's group class, and this Friday I have a women's self-defense class. That's the one I've talked about, with no firearms involved, no firearms at all. And we're just going to teach them how to get out of holds, how to use improvised weapons like coup batons. It's going to be a 2-night class. The next 2 Fridays, it starts at 6 p.m. You can find the link on the Facebook page. If you're local and you'd like to sign up for it, that'd be absolutely fantastic. What else do I got going here? As we are going into the winter season, I mentioned it before, I'm kind of ramping up on my collecting of reloading supplies. I think that we had a few news stories break. We had a fire at a Hornady plant in Nebraska. And unfortunately, there's a lady there that lost her life. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't know the extent of the fire. Did it shut down the plant completely, or did it burn out the plant completely? How long till they're up and running? How long did it take it offline? I have no idea. And then now Lake City Ammo, another story came out. Lake City said they are announcing that they are cutting their contracts with their local suppliers. So they are cutting the contracts in the civil world, in the retail world, right? They also supply ammo for police and military, government, stuff like that. And they are going to continue to serve those contracts, but they have canceled all their other contracts. Now, someone needs to step in and tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe in the article that I saw, it said that Lake City provides 30% of the 5.56 ammunition. So that is going to hurt. And I'm just saying, I've been saying it for a while, and I don't know if this is going to be the cause of it, but is this the start of it, right? We are coming into an election year, and we're a couple months away from an actual election year, and is right now when you want to start hearing about ammo manufacturing plants catching on fire, ammo manufacturing companies cutting the supply chain off to civilians. I don't know. Is it fishy? Kind of sounds, it could be a little fishy. I'm not saying the fire. I don't know. But we're coming into an election year, folks. You need to go out and you need to buy your ammo now. If you want to buy any ammo in the future, now is the time to do it. Purchase the ammo now when it is affordable, when it is available, because the price is only going to go up, and it's only going to become more and more scarce. We've seen it before numerous times. Buy it now. And the same goes for all your reloaders. As much as I don't want to drive some panic, and I don't think little old me is going to drive a panic, but go out and find those primers. I'm online. I'm on these reloading Facebook pages, and these people are saying that, hey, it's really hard to find these. I still can't find primers. Well, I can find primers. They aren't cheap, but I can find primers locally. So go out and buy the powder, buy the primer, get set up, buy those bullets, get set up for reloading. If that's your passion, I'd do it now before everything just goes completely dry and it's just not worth your time anymore. I have fortunately have almost an endless supply of brass. I also cast my own bullets, and I do some powder coating of those. And I'm kind of get back into that a little bit. In fact, I've been reloading for lots of years. And I don't think I've actually ever bought any bullets, to actually reload my ammo with. I've always cast my own and done the powder coating process to them so they don't lead the barrel. And expect to possibly see some videos of that coming out in the near future. As soon as it calms down here just a little bit, I'm going to get all my stuff out and dive into that. So maybe I'll throw some posts, throw some videos up about reloading, about probably not my reloading. I don't reload well, but I can probably put it up about casting bullets or powder coating the bullets, that kind of thing. So expect that in the near future. Now, as we come into winter, stuff slows down. My classes slow down just a little bit, and I try to spend more time on social media. So social media is my big nemesis anyway. I do have the YouTube channel. By the way, follow us on all the social medias. Go and find the YouTube channel, like it, subscribe to it. Are there videos that you guys would like to see? I put some videos up here or there. And there's certain videos that you guys would like to see. I know I've had people texting me, listeners to the podcast, subscribers, texting me and giving me advice on different things to talk about, different guests to have on, and I do appreciate that. And I will work on it. Just know that this is little old me here. And yeah, we have a handful of subscribers. We do okay, but we're no Joe Rogan. So, I might fight kind of hard to try and get some of these podcasts, some of these guests on these podcasts that people are requesting. But I'll give it a try. But the worst they're going to say is no. So, and then we're no further ahead than we are now. But I do have lots of guests lined up. But back to my original question. Are there some videos you guys would like to see? How to do this, how to do that. Give me some suggestions. I've got the equipment. I can make some videos put out there. I mean, what would you guys like to see? Would you guys like to see the live the podcast live again? I mean, it's typically now, usually it's just me doing the podcast. And it's kind of difficult, man, in the comment section and running the podcast at the same time. But I definitely could jump in and try to do that again and fire that live version of that up again if you guys would like to see that. It'd be over on YouTube, I think. So let me know if that's what you guys want me to do, and I can definitely do that. So. As far as this week, that's we just kind of gone over the business part of it. As far as this week's concerned, my main topic is going to be, what's been on my mind a lot lately, just because I was called out on it on my local radio show that I do a few weeks ago, is the NRA. And does anyone really think the NRA is doing us any good anymore? Is the NRA worth saving? Is it worth saving? I was texted. There's a guy that I used to know when I lived in Kansas, and I don't think he listens to the podcast. I don't think he does anything like that, or he'd know where I stand. But he always texts me stories and whatnot. He texted me this link to this webpage called Restore the NRA. And it says, we, the NRA membership, must step up and save the National Rifle Association. Really, do we need to step up and save the National Rifle Association? I mean, they used to do a lot of good, and they just haven't done a lot of good in a long time. And, I was going to read a lot of this, and I might read some of it, but it goes on. This is put out by a gentleman by the name of Phil Journey, and he wants to lead or put together this committee to go through and try to reorganize the NRA and make it right again. And he goes on and on and on talking about what's wrong with the NRA. It says right here, Restore the NRA is an effort to ensure that the NRA is able to continue its mission with the highest integrity, transparency, and accountability. I think that the NRA has compromised its integrity and it's accounted. They've compromised that when they go in and they encourage things. They encourage the president of the United States. They encourage Trump to go after the bump stocks. They encourage these things, and they negotiate with the enemy. Right? They try to be reasonable. They try to find common ground, and I think they've lost the trust, and I don't think they're doing what they were originally set out to do. I think that is a long gone deal. And I know that early on when they were having all this trouble, that these die-hard, and I'd mentioned it before, but these die-hard, lifelong NRA guys, right? They would say, "Oh no, we got it back, and we got it back. I'm a lifetime member," and now you don't even hear those folks saying that. But yet the NRA is trying so hard to get to get our money. So I'm going to read this. It says the committee that they want to put together would be tasked with several goals. It would act as a search committee for executive and management talent, review all the contract. I'm not going to read all that crap. Sorry. Take that out. Well, I will not edit this out. But they just want to do all this stuff, and they're trying to convince you. And at the very end, I love this. This is what they... This is what it comes to. The truth is, if you care about shooting sports, I need your help. If you care about youth and beginners programs, I need your help. If you care about our heritage, the national matches, or your state association, I need your help. If you want to preserve our Second Amendment rights, you must help. If you know a better or less expensive way to accomplish the goal of restoring the NRA, I am all ears. If their NRA falls, many other things that we care about will begin to fall like dominoes. We cannot allow that to happen. Click here and donate now. Are you kidding me? Another donate now? Donate to who? This is a failing organization. Like, it needs to go away. It has been plundered by greed, by Wayne LaPierre. It has been, it's been bought out, right? It's been bought out. It's null and void anymore. It just needs to disappear. It just needs to hurry up and die. If you are donating to the NRA, I guess do what makes you happy. But honestly, it should die. It should just go away. It needs to be over with. They take your money and they don't use it for good. Now, years ago when I first got into this, and I'm going to tell you right now, the only thing that I have, I mentioned this before, that I recognize of the NRA is my instructor's credentials, right? Because everyone else, like the USCCA, wants to charge me an asinine amount to get these credentials. It's freaking ridiculous. But anything else I've gotten rid of everything. I have nothing that says NRA on it. And I'm about to have nothing that says USCCA on it either. I'm about ready to get rid of all that as well. But back in the day, and this is what got all these the older generation, the old timers, right, into the NRA. The NRA used to do a lot of good. It used to do a lot of good a long time ago, back when it had a new president. Now, I found this clip I'm going to play. It is a long clip. It's probably 8 or 9 minutes long. So, if you don't want to listen to it, you can just shut the podcast off right now. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but I listened to this, and this took me back to the beginning. It kind of, maybe a little bit nostalgic, right? And it took me back when the NRA was doing good, when the NRA was a great organization, and now you listen to this, which you're going to listen to this, and then you look at it, what it is today, and how it's fallen apart, and how they're financially incompetent, right? They take your money, they buy $30,000 suits and get lavish hotels and for their leaders and homes, and you name it. It's been ransacked, it's been pillaged, it's been raped. The entire organization is fraudulent and corrupt. I'm going to play this, and this is where it started.
He was an actor, an author, a civil rights champion, and a patriot. He didn't just speak the word of God. He spent his life defending the freedoms God gave us. When the Second Amendment came under the fiercest attacks in history, Heston was there. On TV, in auditoriums, colleges, conferences, congressional hearings, and rallies. He took your beliefs to America, and America listened. Because he wasn't an elected politician, he couldn't be unseated from the debate. And because he was a household name, he got the ink and airtime the Second Amendment so desperately needed. Never before had anyone been elected to 3 consecutive terms as president of the NRA. But never before had any one person been so influential, so persuasive, and so utterly revered.
Our issues this Sunday morning: the National Rifle Association has a new leader, and he is talking tough.
On Close Up this morning, Charlton Heston, the Academy Award-winning actor, has long been active in the campaign for personal rights and freedoms, especially the right to bear arms. Later today, he's expected to be elected president of the National Rifle Association.
I've accepted a call from the National Rifle Association of America to help protect the Second Amendment.
I would like to restore, for the NRA, the national approval that it held for 133 years.
Heston's life was a life of fighting for the right.
And these things keep coming up where people say, Chuck, you got to do something about this.
In 1963, I marched on Washington with Dr. Martin Luther King to uphold the Bill of Rights.
It's one of the proudest moments of my life.
Supporting civil rights then was about as popular as supporting gun rights now.
And Heston paid a price for his conviction.
Having been called everything from ridiculous to duped to brain injured, senile, crazy old man, Spike Lee ridiculed my work in behalf of the Second Amendment to the Constitution. Spike said I should be shot for my beliefs.
This guy isn't Ben-Hur. He's the devil incarnate. He should shut up.
Coming from today's media, that could be construed as a compliment.
Why the media attacks? Maybe because when he saw hypocrisy and distortion and dishonesty, Heston called it as he saw it to set the record straight. Whether it was the press...
How can we entrust to you the Second Amendment when you are so stingy with your own First Amendment?
Or gun control groups.
Anti-gun organizations that wouldn't know a semi-auto from a sharp stick.
Or even the White House.
What President Clinton's not telling you about the crime bill should be a crime.
So does Bill Clinton tolerate a level of gun deaths to further his political agenda? You decide.
That took courage far too rare anymore, a virtue he fought for on college campuses, where young minds often learn wrong ideas.
But telling us what to think has evolved, and telling us what to say. So telling us what to do can't be far behind. Don't let America's universities serve as the incubators for a rampant epidemic of this new brand of McCarthyism. Why do you, who are supposed to debate ideas, surrender to their suppression? As long as you shrug your shoulders and abide it, then, by the standards of your grandfathers, you are cultural cowards. Democracy is dialogue.
And it was a dialogue of which Heston never tired.
Still, I go out on the road, catching red-eye flights, speaking at rallies in Seattle, eating pancakes in Peoria and rubber chicken in Des Moines. Yet I choose to engage in this debate. Why? Because it matters.
Personal freedom, individual rights. Charlton Heston fought for all that's good and right and sacred about America.
It's been said that the creation of the United States is the greatest political act in history. I'll sign that. The Bill of Rights wasn't cut into stone tablets, but the text surely has that same righteous feel to it. I say that the Second Amendment is, in order of importance, the First Amendment. The right to keep and bear arms is the one right that allows rights to exist at all. That's why I so deeply love this great nation and the Constitution that defines it.
And it was that love that drove Heston with more energy than a man half his age. At Get Out the Vote rallies in cities across America, he urged gun owners to vote for their freedoms above all else.
So, as Americans gather again to make this magnificent machinery work, remember, freedom runs in every race. Let's vote freedom first.
Al Gore lost in 2000 and John Kerry lost in 2004. Thanks in large measure to the manpower, membership growth, and grassroots activists that Charlton Heston had marshaled as NRA president.
Heston is as much known for his activism as he is for his acting.
What are you most proud of in that area of your life?
I suppose the leadership of the NRA.
Why?
I believe in the right to keep and bear arms. I'm on the side of the men who invented the country. They believed in the Second Amendment, and I believe in it too. After the last election, when Mr. Gore was defeated, to his credit, he said it was the NRA and Chuck Heston that did it.
And you're proud of that?
I am.
As a titan of the stage and screen, it's tempting to draw parallels to Charlton Heston's many characters and say he was a man leading his people, fighting for the right, defending the downtrodden, challenging today's pharaohs. But that would reduce to caricature the real character and real life of a real patriot. It's a lot easier to play a leading man than it is to lead a movement. But Charlton Heston could do both. A man whose patriotism was a state of being, not a brief burst of sentiment reserved for the 4th of July, but the steady allegiance of a lifetime. A man whose devotion to principle was a primer for how to be an American patriot. Patriotism, a word more often ridiculed than revered, needs Americans who teach us what it means for each new generation. Charlton Heston gave us the tools, taught us the truth, and showed us the way.
Don't be shamed or startled into lockstep conformity by seemingly powerful people. We just need to unite and then disobey, boycott. No more leaders who toy with the truth and get away with anything. Petition them, oust them, march, embargo. Raise your hand, stand up, and speak out. We were right, and we've been right all along. Shout down, defy, refuse to sit in the back of the bus. Raise the roof with your outrage. Banish them. Interrupt, overwhelm. In our revolution, a flame of freedom that cannot be stamped out. Raise hell till the heavens hear this. From my cold, dead hands. From my cold, dead hands.
While history will judge his place in theater, we already know his place in the constellation of American patriots. Charlton Heston was freedom's leading man.
That was beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. That's back when the NRA was the NRA. When the NRA did good things for us before they pillaged our wallets, bought expensive suits, huge mansions, on islands, and lavish hotel rooms, right? That's back when the NRA was good. That's back when the NRA did work. And as of right now, from what I see, my opinion personally, we should not save the NRA. They are gone. They are gone. The cancer has run through them. The greed, the power, they need to be gone. They need to be defunded. They need to go away. And we need to restart something else, or we need to focus our funds on the other groups like Gun Owners of America and such, and help raise them up. Find the people that are actually doing the work. It's kind of like, to a certain extent, it's kind of like we always complain about term limits for politicians, right? You get in there, they're hungry, they work hard for a handful of years, and then they're just career politicians after that. They stay, there's no limits, the term limits, they just keep getting voted back in and in constantly. They're just there forever. They're just there forever, and we complain about that. We should complain about that with the NRA, because the same thing has happened to them. Same thing has happened to the NRA that happens to career politicians, right? Same exact thing. So sit down, take a look at it. Tell me what you think. Maybe you hate me because I hate the NRA, and it is what it is. That doesn't even faze me anymore. So Now, if you like this episode, share it with your family and friends. Share it on social media. That's the one thing that you can do is you can help share this on social media. Share the podcast. That is the one biggest thing that you can do to help us grow. I do appreciate all the support. I do appreciate all the listeners. If you got any questions or comments, you can call me. You can text me. Area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. Get a hold of me. You can call or you can just shoot me a text, and we can have all kinds of conversations via text message all day long for weeks on end. I really don't care. I'll add you in the list of contacts on my phone, and we can be friends. There you go. We can be friends. Tell me what you want. If you want any videos to come out or anything like that this winter, let me know, and I will get some videos out. I will do some stuff. You guys help support me. You guys listen. You subscribe. I appreciate it. Follow us on the social medias. The least I can do is give you what you want. So there you go. You guys have a great week, and I'll be back probably by the weekend, if not beginning of next week. But I'll see you guys again in a week. Stay safe. Bye.